Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Is It Peak? Today we are discussing Season 6, Episode 10 of Better Call Saul, Nippy. Joining me for this episode is the number one Jeff fan, Johnny Cooper.
Say it.
Oh my god. We also have Imperfect Dan.
After all that, a happy ending.
Are we doing quotes for all of these now? And we
Yes.
have Hrez.
Hey, I'm not doing a quote.
Good. Okay, before we get to the Jeff rant, we need to shout out the HN Films patrons, as usual. Special thanks to the ultimate fanboy, Fartzom, and our epic fanboy, Rhombus. So shout out to those two legends.
Thank you guys for
And,
supporting the channel.
Yeah, for real. All that money goes to me and no one else.
True.
True. Alright, so what are our thoughts on this incredibly controversial episode?
It's not controversial, but it's good.
Yes, it is.
Yep, it's pretty diverse.
I would say, I think we can all agree it was pretty out of left field.
Yeah, literally who saw this coming?
Yeah, but I guess for me personally, I would say it's a very, very awesome episode.
Hmm. A lot of people consider this to be the fly episode of Better Call Saul. Do you
I don't
guys
think
agree?
it's
Or
comparable to Fly at all.
There are similarities to be made, but like
Mhm.
they're not
Eh,
really on
it's
the same
nothing strong.
level. The difference is that Fly is better.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree.
that's
but
valid. That's actually
yeah,
valid
that's
to say
definitely valid.
Yeah.
I also would be on the side that they're not really that comparable, in my opinion.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
only real similarity is that like they're out of left field episodes, but this is like more so out of left field, I would say.
that. Yeah. Another one is like also this felt to me the most like a classic Better Call Saul shenanigans, even though it's in the Gene timeline. So I find that interesting to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and something I guess we can touch back on later is even down to the music. It's a very sort of, early season Better Call Saul type music, the scheming
music.
type music. Yeah,
That was what I noticed straight away in the cold open.
exactly. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're committing to the black and white bit, which I like.
Yeah, I feel like if it
Which
wasn't in black and white,
some
I
people
will.
do not like.
Yeah, I saw that. I felt like if the episode wasn't in black and white, I definitely wouldn't have liked it as much.
Yeah, they even did like all the credits and shit. Like grayscale.
Yeah. All right.
Should we
Jeff
talk about
rant?
the Jeff thing now or
Yeah, I guess we
Oh.
should start with Cooper.
All right. This is gonna take a bit. All right. Okay. The reason why I kept hyping up Jeff is because Don Harvey's performance really nailed it out of the park. He had like this unique face to him that fit like the creepy vibe of the Gene scenes, and the way he taunted Gene to me screamed like a final boss. Because before those scenes, Gene is all alone and vulnerable, and here comes like this mysterious, creepy guy who finds out who he is, and we're only left wondering what's this guy's endgame is. Like, is he a detective, cop, cartel, or like someone with a personal grudge? But nope. I just ended up getting blue-balled, and he's just this incel loner like Gene. I know HN explained this on Discord, but I wonder if, when they found out that they couldn't get Don Harvey back as Jeff with Bob Odenkirk's like heart attack delaying production, that they decided to like retcon his personality and like the original plan they had with his character. Because I can't imagine the old Jeff doing the stuff he does in this episode. Like the new Jeff fits the way this episode was directed and made, since it felt like a comedy with like no horror elements at all, like the previous Gene teasers. And new Jeff looks like a kid and an adult at the same time, and he acts like a man-child. So new Jeff fits the way this episode is. Another thing I want to discuss is the episode's theme. It's crazy how everybody was like hyping up this episode to be like the Breaking Bad one. But when teasers were going up and teasing that this is going to be like a Gene episode instead, I was still excited nonetheless, because they've shown us 6 to 10 minutes of Gene at the start of each season, and I was more than ready to jump into that world again. And the reason to this is because of how depressing they made it. Gene's life is like now ruined by his own actions, co-caused by his business partner Walter White. and now he has to like face the outcome of it, by living in constant fear. And they made it look like he was barely holding on to that shitty new life. Like in the Breaking Bad stuff, we already know what happens. We'll just get like some new context to it. But with the Gene stuff, there are actual like stakes. Since Jimmy survives and remains safe in the prequel and the Breaking Bad era up until this point, but then I watched this episode and the whole tone just shifted. Like Jeff's actor, it is no longer depressing Kino like we were built up to believe over the course of 7 years, but instead we go back to like the older days of Better Call Saul with its wacky shenanigans. This episode was directed in a more comedic fashion, which you can tell by the stuff the characters say, the music, and the sometimes cliche moments. Like, it felt like we were visiting the older times of television, which does fit, the black and white filter, along with like bringing an actress from that era. But because of this shift in tone, we are not in new territory, even though at the same time we are. And by that, like I said before, they established the black and white scenes as sort of like a horror, paranoia, and depression, which was new territory for the Breaking Bad universe, which is why I was excited to like revisit that era again. And I knew Gene wasn't going to kill Jeff, but instead, use like his Slip and Jimmy skills, but in a serious manner, instead of the comedic take that we ended up getting. And one last thing about the Jeff recast, if you watch that teaser from like a month ago with new Jeff and like compare it to the old Jeff, you can tell like the meaning behind this line sort of like change, and thus, retconned to fit new Jeff's personality. I watched this with my friend and I told him about the new Jeff change and my problem with it. And, in his opinion, he honestly didn't even care. So like for the newbies, this isn't like jarring as to more the hardcore fans who watched the seasons when it aired. That's the end of the Cooper Jeff rant and the Gene era theme.
I guess I'll start. What's it called? I think I agree with most of everything you said about Jeff, actually, except the part where you say it's a problem. I think it actually, like you said, like I literally agree with everything you say, that it fits the tone of the episode better because, Don Harvey's Jeff, he's threatening and he has his big towering friend next to him. Like when we meet him in season 5, he's this big major threat to Jimmy's life, basically. And then when you bring in Pat Healy's Jeff, what's it called? He's like, timid, he's a pushover, and even in the body type, he's more scrawny, I think. And that kind of falls in theme with this episode because this is after Jimmy's tracked down Marion, his family. He's gone into his home and he's kind of not coerced him, but tempted him into a robbery that ends up with them having this sort of mutually assured destruction situation going on. So while, it definitely wasn't intentional, and I don't really... Did they actually confirm that they had to rewrite Jeff for that?
They confirmed that they did not rewrite it.
That's
okay, but
also that... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, while it wasn't intentional at all, probably, because Don Harvey had scheduling issues with, the HBO show, I think it's called We Own This City, I still think they struck gold with Pat Healy here.
We Own This City. I would really like to see Don Harvey's Jeff do this stuff. I think it'd be even
I would
funnier.
too.
Yeah, I mean, also my thing is, I really think people overhype Jeff in the old stuff because, like, literally there's nothing about him that feels, like, super threatening. It was just the fact that he had information about Jimmy that made him a threat. Once you take that all away, yeah, he's kind of a dork. I can't imagine it being that much different if they had the old actor.
Yeah, I agree with Dan on that. I never saw Jeff as some kind of like epic final villain who's like mysterious. I always thought he was just some guy who Gene would like just deal with in like one episode or so, which is kind of what happened.
Yeah. I mean, it's fair to think like he'd be like a finale type thing, but I think if you're going to make a series finale, it has to be something bigger than that to me. It can't just be like some person just knows who he is. Like it'd have to be something more than just that, right?
I always saw him as he's just like a plot device that exists to get Gene to like get off his ass and actually do something with his life.
Exactly. And it seems like they're still heading that way.
Going.
Yeah.
Like, do you think this is the last we see of Jeff?
Yeah, I think so, honestly.
Probably, yeah.
Like, if he doesn't show up anymore...
when he gets on the plane next episode.
I
The
don't know
plan.
because
Oh shit.
if you look at the casting, it says guest starring and then Pat Healy, but for Marion's character, it says special guest star.
Or
So I
that's
wonder if
because
there's a difference.
Carol Burnett has like a long history of being famous with
I was gonna
comedy
say,
televisions like Bob Odenkirk. Basically,
Yeah,
she's
Pat Healy's just a nobody.
he's not a nobody,
don't say
but
Yes, he
that.
is.
Come on,
you know,
don't say that.
he's not on the same level as Carol Burnett, obviously.
I
Yeah,
didn't,
I
I didn't
think
know
it's
who
just
Carol
a
Burnett
sort of
was
a
either.
I guess it's just sort of a respect thing, guest actor versus guest star.
Mhm.
Well, they just say guest actor for anyone who isn't like main cast.
Yeah. Also, another interesting thing Cooper said was how he had kind of expected something like more depressing. My only challenge to that is like if the point is to get Gene to pull a scam, just so
Mhm.
he can never like, you know, just so like that threat is taken off his back. Why exactly would it be a depressing episode? Like at that point, that's like my question.
Mhm.
And you can argue they could have took the tone a bit more seriously.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm not gonna say it wasn't a complete goofball of an episode, but it kind of was
Mhm.
goofy. I think it's kind of fitting, right? Because this is like when he's trying to put on that con man outfit again. And I don't know, I feel like it's a bit more fitting that it does feel more like classic Better Call Saul. I guess that's why it just didn't really upset me. The whole paranoia aspect of it, I
Mhm.
would also say that's also not that original in the Breaking Bad universe. Paranoia is a theme that's explored in like both of these shows many times, just in different
Mhm.
ways.
And
So yeah,
I would kind of be on Dan's side here. I think that even though the episode kind of retains a lot of comedy moments and a lot of moments from Slip and Jimmy season 1, season 2, it still has quite a few moments that don't retain
yeah,
that tone. And
Mhm.
I think the most obvious indicators of this are the Marco ring scene, Jimmy
yep,
putting the suit back on the rack, and the breakdown that he has with the security guard.
yeah.
Which may or
There's
may not be
some
real.
differences. There's some
Yeah, which
differences
may
with
or may
Gene
not be
versus
real.
Jimmy.
And I also just want to highlight before we start anything that since we don't have Ray Seahorn, Giancarlo Esposito, I think the cast did an amazing job this episode. Carol Burnett, Pat Healy, and even the security guard played by Jim O'Hare. They all did amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
I was fucking so distracted though whenever fucking Jerry from Parks and Rec was on screen.
Is that Jim O'Hare?
Yeah,
It was from Parks and
Fat
Rec.
ass.
Yeah, I was like, what?
that's what make the scenes with the security guard better, knowing that that was the guy from Parks and Rec.
He's such a nice
Yeah.
guy in that show.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
probably a
it's
nice guy in
crazy.
real life as well. I would
We
hope.
should get to the intro now.
Oh.
Yeah, we've already been going for like 15 minutes and we haven't even talked about the actual episode yet.
Go.
Oh shit.
All right,
Beast.
cold open.
Mhm.
Introduction of Marion, who did anyone guess her to be Jeff's mum?
Absolutely not.
Everyone was saying that was like Marco's mom, which was a pretty good
What?
guess.
What
to
the
be
hell?
fair.
I've never heard
I've
about
literally
that.
never heard this. Who
I
was
saw
everyone?
some people say Walt's mom.
When I
which-
say people,
Yeah.
I literally mean SW. Like he was saying that. That's what I
That
mean by
fucking
people.
sweatshirt.
I,
I like guessed it during the cold open, but I guess it hardly counts because it was like pretty
Yeah.
obvious at that point.
I didn't notice this on the first watch, but Marion says something like, "Was it like this when I came before?" When she's stuck in the snow, and knowing Jimmy, he's probably the one who shoveled a bit of the snow on her little routes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, obviously.
yeah. I can't be the only one who thought that Marion looked like the log lady from Twin Peaks.
Oh my god, she does.
I didn't think about that. And Coulson's character. Dang.
Yeah.
Who is
Yeah.
dead? Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest
Yeah.
in peace.
Jeez.
And so is Marion any day now.
Oh no.
Okay.
You
Did
don't
anyone
have
else
to-
think when Jimmy cut like that wire on her thing? I thought he was like cutting her brake lines or some shit.
Oh my god. A
I
tough
thought he was
murder.
just gonna send her off to her death.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, I was so weirded out how Gene was talking a lot, like in his Saul self, considering the previous
Yeah.
scenes felt like he was like a brand new person who's changed after leaving Albuquerque.
Also, is it just me or does he not look as old as Gene in this episode?
Maybe
He
it could
looks
just be
He
because
looks-
he's, I guess,
It
showing a
might
bit
just be
more
like the voice and
facial.
stuff, but he feels like a completely different character, which is probably on purpose, but still.
Yeah, it could
Mhm.
just be showing the more facial expressions and stuff because most of the Gene era
Yeah.
stuff is just him sulking around, looking depressed as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah,
I
true.
think we still got that in this episode, but
Oh, yeah,
I
we
think we should
definitely
wait.
did.
We should wait until we talk about those stuff. But there's some stuff
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Depressing
also
Kino.
I did see someone predict, not entirely correctly, but they said that the title would be called Nippy and it would be Marion's dog would be named Nippy, or like no, it would be named Nippy, but like it would just be a Nippy dog.
Wasn't this
Old
all
dog?
leaked too?
No, it wasn't leaked.
Only the episode title was leaked. Like,
No, I swear, like it was something about like helping a neighbor and then dog or something. I don't know.
I
Many
not,
else
not
did
the
that.
dog, but it was
Yeah.
like winning over the mother of a son or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
that was like wasn't that like the synopsis in another language or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
I didn't I like heard about that, but I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Do you think Marion was just this episode as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Marion, do you think she's just around for this episode?
Yeah.
It looked like at the end of the teaser, that maybe she found out like the stuff in the backyard that Jean and Jeff probably stole, and that's like Jean maybe begging her not to tell the cops or something.
You know, knowing how incompetent Jeff is, probably, then I don't think that would be too far off, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
Shit. Jean and Jeff prison arc.
That'd be cool.
I've seen some people predict that Marion is gonna figure out that Jean is actually Saul Goodman, she's gonna come back for revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, that would be maybe a good way to link it, right? Because she probably has a good memory.
True, true.
I was
Did
gonna
you,
say, I was gonna say maybe she recognizes Saul from his elder law days, but I don't know.
well, Saul was using his Elder Law proficiency during this episode.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's turning the charm on and everything.
Yeah. He's actually
yeah,
getting invited into people's homes.
One cute little thing in the intro, when they were having this weird little cheese rant, there is Marion is
Schnauz
offered an
farms.
example of extra sharp Wisconsin cheddar. And the package that the cheese comes from is called Schnauz Farms. That's meant to be an Easter egg to Thomas Schnauz, apparently. I don't know. That could be a reach, but
What?
Bravo,
No, I don't
Thomas
think it
Paul.
is a reach. I think it's like confirmed. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Bravo, Vince.
makes sense because he's writing
Why
and
would-
directing
why
next
would-
episode.
Yeah,
Right.
I was also thinking that, and I just googled Schnauz Farms just to see if it's real, and it's not real. It's just all links to the Better Call Saul subreddit. So yeah, it's definitely a reference to Thomas Schnauz.
Weird that I guess they couldn't get the rights to like put an actual cheese there because it's weird that they took the time to make like proper packaging or whatever.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's talk
can we
about the intro.
about the greatest part of this episode, which is that the intro fucking
Yes.
changes.
Oh my gosh.
Ye-
That gave me
Dude.
chills.
The face I made when that happened.
I was soy jacking like you've never seen.
Exactly.
I was like pissing my pants and coming like simultaneously.
What?
Man, I saw so hard, bro. My jaw dropped. It's crazy.
And now
It-
I'm really curious as to what they're going to do for the next intros.
I
if it's
think
just
they're-
going to be like the blue part, or if it's going to
Holy-
be different again.
I think it's just going to be cutting to the blue part earlier and earlier.
Yeah.
I
and
thought somebody
also-
said in. Yeah, continue.
I was gonna say, do you also think like maybe eventually in the intro the tape will just be completely disassembled? Like, imagine if it was blue for like 1 second and then it just cuts to black, but we still see the credits, like people's names and stuff.
Maybe for the finale. I mean, I saw somebody say, I don't know if it was in the server in BBU, that they, in the Insider podcast, supposedly they confirmed that they're going to have, unique intros for the last few episodes.
Yeah, they did say that.
Who said that?
Yeah.
Someone, but
Who
it
said
is someone official.
Somewhat official.
Someone official.
I don't care who. I don't know who, but it is real. I mean, obviously,
I'm not-
based off this episode.
I'll believe you.
Yeah, this was definitely a top
Every
3
other
moment
game.
of this episode.
Okay, but what was the change intro meant to represent, guys? Like, what was the?
I think it was
It's-
to show
it was
that
just to
we're
show we're in the Gene
that-
timeline.
That, and I think it's to show that we're now in unknown territory. I feel like.
True, true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just kind of
that's
showing.
actually a good one.
I think this combined with several other factors in the episode that we'll talk about later. I think it's just confirming that we won't see the Saul Goodman persona coming back,
Hmm.
What?
unless maybe in
Really?
like a flashback or something. But
Yeah, I
Really?
have literally no idea how they're going to work in the Soul stuff this time and have it actually be relevant to the plot.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think like the whole theme is kind of just like how Jimmy can't keep that lid closed, right? But again, I mean, I feel like we should probably talk about that after the episode's over, but I
I
feel like
think
it was
it.
pretty clear. Like he had a chance to do a little bit of scamming, and I feel like towards the end he kind of just like wanted that again, but he can't because he has no reason to do it again.
we can talk about it later. But I think
Yeah,
I
we
kind of
should.
agree with you, except from a few key different things. But let's keep going.
Whatever.
I
Yeah.
think the intro represents that they ran out of intros to use for the next few episodes.
It's crazy how
Okay,
little things like that make us geek out.
I
That's
like
not
the
little. That's
Cooper.
fucking major.
I
Oh
like what
shit.
Cooper said because like if you think about it, we were all expecting it to become more black and blue, but nobody expected it to be blue. To just turn I mean, I said black and blue, black and white. We all expected it to be more black and white. But the episode that throws us in a curveball, that's like when it becomes like
Mhm.
blue. So I
Just
wonder if that was on purpose.
this
Yeah,
whole
maybe it just
episode. It's
maybe
a
it just
surprise.
represents that this episode is just gonna be like a curveball by having a curveball intro.
Exactly. Curveball
Maybe
section.
maybe next episode the intros will just be back to normal.
I hope not.
That would be crazy.
I noticed that Bob Odenkirk is like the only guy to show up in the starring list, which is weird because when Michael Mando, Tony Dalton, and Patrick Fabian died, their characters, their names still appeared in the next episodes. Now their actor names don't show up anymore, along with characters who aren't shown to be dead in the show. I thought that was.
True. It might just be because like it's only Bob Odenkirk, so like
Mhm.
they can't like with the other ones they can't take out names for some reason, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Are we gonna pour one out for Ray Seahorn? Just yet?
No, because she's coming back.
Yeah.
Probably in the finale though.
Maybe.
No, but or I saw someone say that maybe next episode is just going to be all about Kim during the Breaking Bad era, just doing her shit.
That would be a cool curveball.
And it would
IMDb
just
would
be her name in the credits.
IMDb would rate that episode like a 6.
Yeah.
Women.
Oh, what is this episode rated at IMDb right now? It was higher than I expected.
It's like an
8.9.
8.9, yeah.
Yeah, 8.9, which is
People still like
I
it.
thought it would be like an 8.2, but I guess it's just like a loud minority of people who are complaining that Walt isn't in it.
Yeah, I don't think people actually dislike this episode, but I've been hearing a lot of it's not bad, but we could have gotten better, which I completely disagree with, but
I know, I think
I
they're
feel
valid.
like I feel like for most people, like it's not as bad because at least the Jimmy stuff did finish. Because if it didn't finish and then we cut to Gene, then I feel like there would have been way more people complaining.
Since we're just all over the place, I just want to bring up right now. I've seen people say that this should have been the first episode of the season. What would you guys think of that?
I disagree.
I want to wait to see how this relates to the next few episodes, but I might
Yeah.
disagree with that.
I think
I would lean towards disagree as well. Although they did do that double episode premiere, so you still would have gotten like normal shit like on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot they did that.
Yeah, such a weird way they put this episode. Like, because I feel like in the next one we're gonna jump right back into like the Breaking Bad stuff.
I
Yeah, I
really
get that
don't
feeling
think we're gonna
too.
spend a whole episode doing that.
I think the Breaking
If they
Bad stuff
did
will be episode
Kim,
12.
that would be so epic.
Oh, yeah, the Vince episode.
Yeah.
I would.
That's what
I
I'm
would-
saying. It would be the Vince episode, maybe.
Yeah, I would think that the Breaking Bad stuff is probably going to be only reserved for a cold open, like how season 4
Yeah.
had that. But they kind of went out of their way to confirm that there's one Walt solo scene, there's one solo Jesse scene, and there's a scene with both of them together. And I don't know if they can fit that into just a
Oh.
cold open.
Well, here's the
Maybe-
thing. We
I
did
think it's
have a
just gonna randomly
15-minute
go
Gene
back and
opening,
forth.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but still, like, let's talk about that later. We're getting so
Yeah.
fucking sidetracked.
Yeah,
Okay, so after the intro, Jeff drives home, and they threw in that shot of him like looking at the camera. I guess just so people knew it was Jeff, even though it makes no sense for him to do that.
True. Wow, what a way to piss off us Don Harvey fans. Am I right, folks?
Well, they
Shut
made
up.
sure people know it was Jeff because he was wearing like the exact same like sweatshirt
Yeah.
and that fugly ass haircut.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, then he gets home and Jean and Marion are hanging out, and Jeff is thoroughly perplexed.
Daddy Gene.
Daddy Jean.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro.
We got to
Gene
keep
the MILF
talking about
chaser.
the. We got to. Yeah, I wrote that down too. The MILF chaser, but we got to keep talking about that charm he has because, like, at one point they're like Marion and Gene. They're finishing each other's sentences, going back and forth. It's kind of crazy.
Bro, Jimmy was always
Fucking
like this,
frozen.
right? He has skills. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's charismatic.
Is there anything of note to talk about in that scene before we move on to like Jean and Jeff's
Um,
discussion?
I was about to say, when Jeff first confronts Gene, you can already see what Cooper's talking about because, like, that dude, you could tell he shat his pants when he saw it. It was crazy. I like seeing
There's
the
like the like
tables
look on
turn.
his. I like the look on Jeff's face when he first hears Saul's voice because you know it's like straight away that it's Saul's voice.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
And then like
Yeah.
they go outside and Jeff's like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah, because of how Jeff got the upper hand in the last 2 episodes he was in and how controlling of the situation he was. It was funny to see Gene flip the tables by visiting his mother.
Yeah.
And
And
Jimmy's really great at reading people because he can kind of instantly know that this guy Jeff, he wants to be part of the game. And then we learn later at the end of the episode, and you can cut this out later if you want, but that Jeff was part of, I guess not the game, but he got involved with some shitty people.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, who were the shitty people, guys? Was it the neo Nazis?
Combo.
For a second, I thought they were going to somehow connect that to Jesse Pinkman. Like, you know, he was probably friends with like Jesse and Skinny Pete.
I was
They
thinking
were
that
gonna do
too.
like a
Funniest
flashback, and it would
ideas.
suddenly be Jesse on screen.
I don't
He's
know.
like,
Maybe.
I was involved with Jesse Pinkman, and then it does like a flashback.
Oh yeah,
The Jeff
that one.
backstory.
That'd be super Kino.
It was
true.
super stupid.
I'd give it a 11 out of 10, yeah.
Yeah. I was involved with this elderly man named Jesse Pinkman. How old is Jeff?
Probably 50s or 40s or 50s. Or
Well,
40s.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
old. Everyone on the show looks old though, so I don't know.
Yeah.
How old
He
is
does look
Gene?
like a kid a little. Like he has like sort of like a baby face.
But also elderly face.
Yeah.
How old do y'all think Gene is?
I don't know. There's like a canonical age.
Yeah, it's probably like
Yeah,
what?
I think
Late 40s? I don't
40s?
know.
late 40s or early 50s, I think.
Yeah.
He's like, I think he's like 40 flat when Better Call Saul starts, but I don't know.
Gene Takovich. Let me check real quick. It shows he's 49 by
Gene
Greenwich
Tech.
State. So I think he's like, yeah, like around like his 50s.
Really?
Because
Well,
there's
I
like a
think-
1 year time skip in Breaking
Looks
Bad.
pretty
Also-
good for a 50-year-old man.
Also, I noticed that this takes place like in 2010, and I think it's like 1 month after Walter gets killed and Jesse escapes.
I really
it?
doubt that's true.
No, well, people figured out like the exact date or something because of like the football thing or whatever.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there is an
No.
exact date floating around. I read somewhere that this is taking place in October.
It's October
whatever
or
year.
November 2010.
Yeah, because I read somewhere that this is only like a few weeks before the November 12th phone call that we were teased about all the way back in season
Oh,
4.
shit.
Yeah.
Really?
And also I think November 12th is Saul's birthday, so
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, but yeah, Gene tells Jeff about the game, and Jeff is very intrigued.
Yeah.
apparently.
So Gene's plan was to get Jeff and his friend into the game and have them like commit a robbery so that Gene can use it as blackmail so that they won't go to the cops and turn him in. Was that
You think that was the entire plan?
I'm assuming so. Or yeah, I guess that is right.
Yeah. I thought, like, during the robbery, I thought Gene was, like, setting him up or something to get, like, him arrested, but now that I think about it, that would make no sense.
Yeah. How much is Gene's bounty for? Like I heard people say that they said it in this episode, but I didn't pay much attention to that.
I didn't hear that. I don't know what it is. It's $10.
$10. Shit. Uh, on to the next scene.
Oh yeah, then Gene goes home and he like goes through a little box of his stuff. I didn't like get a good look at what exactly was in that box, but the point
Mhm.
is he gets the Marco ring and he puts it back on to show that he's back in slip in mode.
Oh, yeah. Gene having that police scanner reminds me of Mike. Like he sort of became a bit like him in some way. I don't know if I'm the only one who felt like that.
And Jimmy slipping on the Marco ring. I think that's like what I said earlier. That's representative of more. He put the ring on and he's slipping Jimmy now. And I think turning off the police radio scanner. I think that's also kind of a maybe I might be reaching here, but it might be like a subtle thing that he's not Saul Goodman. He's slipping Jimmy because Saul Goodman is running away from the cops, but slipping Jimmy, I guess, has
Mhm.
nothing to do with that. It might be a reach,
See,
but
what you're saying is right, but just take out
Mhm.
the name Saul Goodman and replace it with Gene Takovic, and your interpretation's right.
I thought it was just like he's not scared of him anymore or
Slip and
something.
Jimmy, Saul Goodman, they're all just the same. But yeah, like basically Gene was like the one that scared or whatever. If you want to say it like that.
I don't think slipping Jimmy and Saul Goodman are the same.
I
Yeah, Saul
don't
has
know
more
what the
drift.
difference is.
Saul is
They're
a
both
lawyer.
con men. They're both
I
con
mean, they're
men. That's
both
the
con
point.
men, but
That's
Saul
the whole
Goodman
point.
is the one who gets involved with the cartel and the criminals, and
Mhm.
slipping
Yeah,
They're the
Jimmy is
but
just
same.
a little
from a
schemer
character
type guy.
perspective, they're both con men. So I don't
They're
know.
all the
I
same
just see
fucking
it like
guy
that.
anyway. They're all Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
True. That's all that matters.
Bob Odenkirk is the one who knocks.
I
Yeah.
do like that, like him turning the radio off, like right as he's about to pull off a scam. Like it is showing that like he is trying to get back into like, you know, being Slip and Jimmy. So that was
Mhm.
nice
Yeah.
to see.
Okay, so the next day, Jimmy makes some delicious Cinnabons, and then after everyone closes, he goes off to the security place or security cameras area and ingratiates himself to the guy who I guess helped him with his when he fainted, but I don't remember that, honestly.
Mhm.
Point is, he gets in there and feeds that fat fuck some Cinnabon.
Oh yeah, Jerry from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Uh,
Playing
on
Jerry.
on rewatch, I kind of noticed how his eyes kind of glisten when he realizes how much this security guard loves his cinnamon rolls.
Mhm. Yeah, is it ever said how many weeks or months it took for Gene to win the cops over?
I think we'd have to judge by like how many football games were they talking about, but
I think it
It
would
can't be
be
that
maybe like a
long.
week, maybe a week and a
I
half.
don't know. They talked about a lot of games, so I
I'd
don't
Mhm.
know.
say it's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, probably two.
I mean, it was just until he had a consistent read on how long it takes for him to eat it, so it can't be that long.
Yeah, yeah. When Gene was looking at the security guard eating the bun, I thought he was like putting something in it to make him go
Yeah,
to
me
sleep.
too.
But he
That's
was,
what I
he was,
thought. I literally thought that too. I was
yeah.
Yeah,
so
but then it
confused.
like did a montage to the next day and the day after that, and I was like, oh wait, it's not doing that unless it takes weeks to go into
It
effect.
took me so long to
Mhm.
figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, but can we talk? Why does this guy eat his Cinnabon facing away from the thing? Like, can't he just sit on the other side of the table?
Yeah, I was thinking that like just one little
Mhm.
thing, one little change in the behavior, and the whole plan kind of goes to shit.
I guess like Jimmy purposefully sits like there so they're facing each other, and he wants to have that
That is
that social
true.
contact. But I
Mhm.
don't know. He
Probably.
might just be an idiot or doesn't care.
It's Jerry, so he's an idiot.
He's just hungry.
But yeah, this like montage of him eating fucking Cinnabon was hardcore like season 2 flashbacks to when Jimmy was like getting all those extravagant suits out for the Davis and Maine thing.
Oh my gosh. I
With the
still
way
remember
like it
that.
was doing those multiple shots like on the same frame kind of thing.
Yeah, I just had a
Yeah.
whole smile plastered on my face during this
It
whole
was
montage.
Something Stupid did the same thing, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
this
but
is
this is
more
better
Different
than
upbeat
angles,
in
something
tune with
stupid.
the season 2 one.
different angles of the
In
same
terms of
shot.
the upbeat music.
Mhm. That
I
and
can't remember what song that
the
is.
Marco episode as well.
Oh yeah, the marker. That one was like that had like fucking crossfades between shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
I like
cool.
hardly remember that episode. I remember not liking it very much when I first watched it, honestly.
L.
Oh, I
I have to
remember.
rewatch.
Yeah, people were criticizing it because like season two kind of backtracks on like what season one and like season one's ending. That's what some people
Mhm.
thought, anyways.
I
Yeah.
mean, it kind of does, but it's on purpose, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I liked it. I found Marco's death
Yeah, that was
a little
awesome.
depressing.
I
Yeah.
don't think I gave a shit about Marco
Come
because I'm just
on.
I'm an asshole.
Come
I guess
on.
Oh.
he deserved
For
it,
real.
bro.
El human.
You're going too far.
Okay, fine. But yeah, after that, Jimmy's like, I mean, Gene. Are we calling him Gene or
Mhm.
Jimmy or whatever? It doesn't fucking matter. Gene was
Whatever.
like pacing around, counting how big like each segment of a mall is, and then it did like that cut to like them like sending it up out in that field. I was like, damn, this shit's crazy.
And
Yeah.
I guess two things I want to bring up real quick. The first one is we see it's just a cute little Easter egg, I guess, but we see Jimmy holding the Kansas City Royals lunchbox, and that's Kim's team, or she's wearing a shirt of the Royals in the season 5 finale.
Oh shoot! I didn't
Nice.
even think about that.
And just something else I caught from the Insider podcast is that Pat Healy, knew Jeff. He said that when he was doing this whole thing, the setting up the thing in the snow, he actually collapsed from all the running.
How
What
old
a
is
bitch.
he?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Where were they setting that shit up? Like, what if someone just drove past? I guess they
No,
wouldn't
no,
really
it
care.
was like a
Actually, yeah.
remote. It was relatively remote. Like,
It was a pretty
dude was
big
on a
area.
megaphone and nobody could hear him.
Yeah, I guess.
We have to. I guess we can mention that the thing that made a lot of people soy jack was, including me, when Jimmy mentions Walt.
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
awesome. That was also
Yeah.
pretty funny
Science
when he
fiction.
mentioned Walt. Like, like he's like,
He
"I'll
was-
tell you what's crazy."
He was like giving all the credit to himself, like intentionally, obviously, because he's trying to look appealing to these young boneheads. But
No.
it was fun. It was funny.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought the point was just like him just saying like you don't know shit. Like I've seen shit that you can comprehend, but I guess that's the same idea.
It's both.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
say.
both. Yeah, he's ultimately still trying to seduce Jeff into the idea of doing this little
Yeah,
scam.
like, bro, look, I'm good at making people money, so
Yeah.
do my bidding.
What's crazy is that Jeff most likely knows who Gene was referring to, because Walter is known to be the U.S.'s biggest drug lord kingpin, so everybody
Yeah.
sort of knows him, which is why I think Jeff kept going with Gene's plan.
I need more scenes of Gene just talking about Breaking Bad moments in the funniest way possible.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he practices a robbery of Jeff, and they're doing this whole like, they need to get 3 of each item in 3 minutes, because that's how long it takes for that fucker to eat a cinnamon.
Yeah. Do you guys think Gene was excited to do this heist with Jeff and his friend to show, he still has it?
Maybe.
It's
Yeah,
a
I
little
think
ambiguous, right? Wasn't it
Like,
kind of ambiguous?
I'm sure he digged it a little bit, but
Yeah, obviously
Yeah.
enjoyed it. But the question is, did he was he excited just to get back? It's not like whether he liked it overall, just whether he was excited to get back to it. I think that's what Cooper was asking.
I would say so, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
So the day of the heist itself, if we can even, I would say robbery. I guess it's the same word. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Is it the owner of the mall? That woman who
She's
the
probably
boss?
like the manager or something.
Manager,
Some
yeah, whatever.
aspect, some like department store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Macy's.
like get a big old box of, what was it meant to be? It was like,
It was like I don't know, car stuff, like
Like a
pipe spray thing.
Yeah.
spraying shit or whatever. So then she calls up the delivery manager, which is of course Gene, which reminded me of in season 4 when they were getting Huel off.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, yeah.
he was pretending to be like a pastor or some shit.
Mm-hmm. So
That's
this whole episode is just like a mixture of all the ideas that Saul did throughout the series, right?
True, yes, true.
Bravo, Vince.
But
Yeah.
that sounds like a finale thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like if
this
there was
is
a
the
throwback.
This is the Slip and Jimmy finale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then episode 12 will be the Saul Goodman finale, and then episode 13 will be the Jimmy McGill finale, and episode 11 will be fucking nothing.
It'll be the Breaking Bad episode.
You confused me.
I know.
I wonder what.
Um,
Okay, go ahead.
I had nothing to say.
Let's
What were
talk
you gonna
about
say,
the-
Dan?
Next scene.
Let's talk about the robbery.
Yeah.
It was pretty epic. I liked that they did not use like super intense music throughout it. It would have felt out of place,
Yeah.
kind of.
I'm just gonna say something that might sound dumb, but we've gone quite a few tense scenes, over the course of season 5 and season 6, like Bad Choice Road and what's it called, Plan and Execution. But this whole Jeff robbery sequence genuinely had my heart pumping.
Yeah, I
I
think it's
wouldn't say
because
I
like
had my heart pumping because I don't give a shit about Jeff, but like, yeah.
I mean, I don't give a shit about Jeff either, but
It's more so about
obviously,
Gene.
yeah, his fate
Gene
is
getting
tied
caught.
to Gene. I think
Well,
yeah,
I was like questioning Gene's like ambitions during that scene. Like, I thought maybe because they set up multiple times in this episode that there's like a cleaner guy who goes around, and he
mhm.
doesn't mention the
yeah,
cleaner guy to Jeff. So I thought that would be a thing, but
Yeah.
then cleaner guy just wasn't there.
Yeah, I thought he was
The
gonna
thing,
catch Jeff robbing the items, and then Jeff will
exactly.
probably do something stupid and
Yeah,
maybe kill him.
I thought Gene was like setting Jeff up.
Johnny, I
Mhm.
thought that too. I thought he would run into the cleaner guy and kill him or something.
Yeah, because like he's in the game now.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
yeah.
He would like hit him over the head with a pair of Nike shoes or something.
No, the cleaner
Well,
guy was gonna run him over in his little go kart.
yeah. I mean, the theme, like, also, like, the thing we're all talking is, like, we're all kind of concerned that in some way Gene would fail on the plan, which was something we don't usually feel about, like, Jimmy's plan. Which, this is why I always said, like, the Gene scam does not feel like a Jimmy scam here, because, like, I feel like there's just a greater sense of stakes, especially since it's not a prequel. And, like, there's a greater sense of anxiety, especially since, like, Gene was, like, always scared of, like, the ops, like, to be fair. So, like, yeah. He just doesn't want to
Mhm.
get made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like there's actually a sense of stakes here. We don't know what happens to Gene.
Yeah.
I
It,
was like really surprised at how many fucking items Jeff was going after. Like the first time he went back to a box to like dump his shit, I was like, okay, cool,
that's
they're
what
done.
I'm
But then
saying.
he kept
Like,
going. He was like, oh, number 18, like this and this. I was like, what? How many fucking
was he
things are you
being
getting, bro?
greedy?
Yeah, like
No, it was all part of it.
Oh,
how
He
did
was
he
so loud
train for
too.
this?
He just ran around.
3 minutes
No, but how
though.
did he train?
Really?
Because he was training around for the running around, and he was holding I think like a duffel bag or something when he was in the snow training for this. But he was carrying like 20 items at one point before he slips.
Hmm.
Like, where did the bag go?
Guys, is it realistic that this is under 3 minutes? Or that this could have been under 3 minutes?
Why didn't Jimmy just bring
No.
2 cinnamon rolls?
Oh
I
yeah.
know
As-
one of those things is already giant, and I think even like fucking Jerry would be like, okay, I think I've had enough, bro.
Probably, yeah. It's
Yeah.
a lot of sugar.
When Jeff wasn't waking up, I thought he might have actually died from this
Yeah,
slip,
I
and
thought
that's
that
how.
bro, I thought bro was dead.
Yeah, I thought that's how Gene was going to end up in jail.
Yeah, and I thought Gene might go for like oh, what's that in the camera and like make it known. But no,
Yeah,
he,
yeah.
like, he really went all out and tried to make
Yeah.
sure he didn't look at it.
That was such a
Yeah.
goofy ass cartoon fall from Jeff, though.
I love
Yeah.
it. No, it reminded me of when Jimmy like fell from the instruments season 4.
Yeah, exactly. It looked just like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he wasn't trained in the slip and fall.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like
That's why they
Jane-
call him
like
Slippin'
Jane.
Jimmy.
Slippin'
It
Jeffy.
is.
And I guess we should touch on the
The
breakdown.
breakdown.
Yeah, that we're gonna have to
Sir,
talk
Yeah.
about whether we think it's genuine or not.
that,
It is.
okay, you see, Atros
is.
gets it. Nah.
It is.
So in the very beginning, like it legitimately felt like he was gonna break down, but then you could tell it was a part of a scam. But
Well,
like
it was
still, like,
both. Like what he was
Yeah.
saying was truthful, I think, but it was
There was
obviously
some
for an
truth to it.
ulterior motive.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing you can compare this to is Winner, which is the whole testimony where he brings out personal experiences with Chuck
Yeah,
and
but
stuff, and
I
then
feel like
he comes out and he's like, "Poof, I don't care, I won." Stuff like
Mhm.
that. Like it's not 1-to-1 similar, but there are definitely the similarities there.
Yeah,
Oh,
and he
yeah,
also
for
did it
sure.
with Howard's wife as well.
Yeah,
Sort
yeah,
of.
yeah. But
you know what
that
here's
was
what
a
I'm gonna
fail.
say. I'm gonna say like the reason why I do agree that there's similarities is just to me like I have even more questions about like how legitimate was this considering this was literally after everything happened. So I'm starting to wonder if in the series finale we'll get another like big moment where he confesses to something,
Yeah,
but maybe they make it sound like a lie, but it was genuine the whole time.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's definitely on the cards. Because
Yeah.
Odenkirk has been like Jimmy like realizes things about himself or whatever. He like comes to terms
Yeah.
of what he is or some shit.
Like
Mhm.
a Walt Felina thing or like what Chuck said to him too. Like you're like how he's too afraid to just admit what he is.
Did you say that?
One thing I will say during that whole little breakdown was I kind of laughed a little when towards the end of it when
Oh
Jeff is
yeah,
getting back up and Jimmy just does
he's like,
he
"Ugh."
just does that while shifting his head trying to watch the cameras behind Jim
How
O'Hare.
did he not even notice, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
It's
was making it so
insane.
obvious that he was
Yeah.
like looking at the
Yo.
cameras.
But I feel like at
Jerry's
the
a
same
dumbass.
time, there's a good explanation for it because like literally he's watching him cry, so I guess he's just not even gonna question it. But
Hmm.
that
I
seemed
watched
so
Jane
obvious at
cry.
first. Oops, I
What?
watched him cry.
I liked it. I was good at it.
I became alive.
You think Jimmy's just gonna straight up say, "I liked it. I was good at it" in the finale?
I really hope that doesn't happen.
Him almost said that.
Yeah.
So I don't
Kim?
know.
Oh,
For Jimmy, I want there to be like some crazy speech where like he just like the cops basically just see him do the speech and it's like the whole point is just to get him in jail on purpose.
You want him to put the
being
jacket
genuine.
on while the theme song plays.
Yeah, I fucking do.
somebody played that in like one like in a Gene scene where he's like talking to the disappearer and it sounds goofy.
I bet that would sound goofy.
Yeah.
When does it kick in? When he says he's gonna fix it himself?
Yeah, like after that, and then
Yeah.
that's when it starts
Ugh.
playing.
No, it'd be fucking stupid. It's gonna be when he goes back there and gets the most extravagant soul outfit you've ever seen. And he puts it on, but he still looks like a pathetic loser because he has like a receding hairline and a mustache.
For real. My friend said he
Yeah.
looked like a pedo.
I feel like the
Whoa.
reason why like knowing what's gonna happen next to Gene is just far more unpredictable. It's
Mhm.
like because I feel like with Walt, like in the last two episodes, like like probably he's gonna eventually come back to Albuquerque to tie up loose ends because like there was stuff there to finish off. But like with Gene, like what is even the end game, right?
Literally, no
Like
idea.
it's more abstract. I mean, I don't know. Besides, like he just can't hide his identity anymore. But like that's all we know.
I just
don't
kind
really
of
know.
just kind
Gonna
of love
face the
how
music in some way.
yeah, no one
Yes,
can
face
really
it.
predict what's gonna happen.
Yeah, because like they didn't even tease like the police like finding out maybe he's Saul
do
Goodman or anything. Like it ends like without a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I really thought there was gonna be some last minute like oh shit moment or something before the episode.
Mhm.
That might just be like me like being an MCU soy jack or whatever. But I don't know.
Hmm.
I thought they were gonna throw in something at the end to make people like, oh my god, I need to see the next episode. But no, they kept it low key, which is fine. But
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
it just makes it more
most
like
shows have a lot of
what the hell.
cliffhangers.
It just makes me wonder what the hell next episode's gonna be. Is
Yeah.
it gonna be more Gene stuff, or if they're gonna jump back to Breaking Bad for some fucking reason, or
Hmm.
Yeah. What's
we
next
talk
scene?
about how? Oh yeah, sure. Let's wait till after. Well, Jeff I guess he was hiding in the toilet all night, and then he gets out and just like leaves.
Oh yeah.
And
I was
then him
confused
and-
about that at first. I was like, wait, he stayed there?
And then Jeff and his buddy and Gene, they got all their stuff, and
Hmm.
Gene gets all angry at him. He goes like, "I am a danger mode."
It reminded me
not
of
your
season
friend.
4. Did we see anything like that besides season 4 when he was talking to those criminals? Oh wait, Howard. We saw a scene like that with Howard.
The thunder
Yeah.
quote, right?
The thunder, the lightning bolt out of my
Yeah,
fingertips.
We kind of see the claws come out in this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone was right about that line being towards Jeff from a teaser.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it was obvious to be.
Oh, yeah,
It was
and-
kind of obvious, yeah.
But like also
Yeah,
it
multiple
was a
teaser lines in
surprise
this
when he
episode.
said it. Yeah.
And also after all that happy ending thing just being about fucking Nippy.
Maybe the dog that doesn't even exist.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
picture of a dog was he using? Did you just get that off Google Images?
Probably, yeah.
Google
Yeah.
Images exists in this timeline, so
I mean, Google does exist, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, assuming it's like 2011, 12,
I mean,
whatever.
if Walt Jr. can make a whole website for, his father, then I'm sure Gene could just pull off something from Google.
how did Walt Jr. make that fucking website? I mean, it looks like shit, but still.
Because he's, I don't know.
He's an
Making websites
elite
is hard.
elite coder.
That's great.
He used
At the time-
Squarespace.
Average CS major.
This
Use
video was
Weebly,
sponsored by Squarespace.
So,
NordVPN.
something I thought was, do you guys still think Gene, and this might be veering off into prediction territory, but I'm gonna link it back to the whole the whole scene where they're looking at their stuff, their loot. But
That
basically,
pog loot.
the pog loot, yeah. But do you guys still think Jimmy's gonna turn himself in? Because I feel like he would have by now, but the way he kind of threatened Jeff and his, big dumb friend, I feel like
Mhm.
he's not really intent on it anytime soon. I guess maybe we could still see it in the finale, but that
I
was just
don't.
on my head.
I do not know. I think I think an ending where he turns himself in. I don't know how Kim can fit into that beyond her being like his attorney last minute or some shit. I know they have to put in Kim somewhere, so maybe not.
Mhm.
Might just be he goes on a hunt for Kim.
See,
Yeah,
that's my thing is like, what if he's like so desperate to pull a scam that literally the last scam is like him trying to get himself arrested on purpose, like in the
that would
finale, like that would
that
be his
would
last
be
scam.
that would be interesting. Him
That
trying
would
to
be interesting
leave behind evidence for
on
cops to
purpose.
find that link him to a lot of different things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like a
for
way that can exonerate Howard.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe
if
his
he would right or wrong
reputation.
I can
scam
definitely
it.
see him exonerating Howard in some way. I think that's the
That's
Or
likely.
Chuck. What if he did that? Like, wait, what's their
wait,
exonerate
There's
actually?
nothing to exonerate
What's
of Chuck.
Chuck?
Chuck's just a fucking idiot who burned himself down.
yeah.
but
Maybe
Imagine
they'll
he was
bring
gonna
it.
be
His
like,
power,
guys,
yeah,
I
basically.
actually burned down Chuck's house. It was me.
that is a pretty interesting theory, Dan. I'm gonna keep that in my head with these last few weeks.
I was thinking about a certain show when I was thinking that, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe he'll bring back that insurance story, like you guys remember from like season 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I
But
was gonna say. Like, because HN
Mhm.
mentioned that they never really like brought that back. Maybe
I
he
don't know. I
could.
don't think that's like big enough stuff to like fix anything other than just make
That is
himself feel
true.
better. But
That is
him
true.
like somehow like admitting that he was the one who fucked around with Howard might be
Mhm.
on the cards.
Yeah.
And like not leaving Kim out of it maybe so that she gets to live a free life, but he goes to jail maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah. Especially since Jimmy's like known for lying, it would make sense if he lied, but in a way that has him tell the truth
It's
or
gonna be
like pull a
crazy
scam.
when the last scene of the show is him going to jail, and then the post-credit scene is him getting shanked in jail one day later.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm just being realistic.
This man browses Reddit too much.
Oh my gosh.
And then it
The
pans to
gliding.
Jeff
Wait,
doing the
Wait,
drinking.
what's that scene in Breaking Bad? Like where that dude gets shanked multiple times? We need that with Gene.
Gliding
No, but what?
overall,
No,
Yeah,
it'll be the
gliding
one where
overall.
they've like fucking set him on fire inside his little
The
room.
music they play
that
too
was
is like
crazy.
that was insane.
Which
Yeah.
was it the lawyer guy who got set on fire, or did he get stabbed?
No, I think he got stabbed. I think it was that one bald guy that Mike talked to a lot. Actually, there's a lot of
That's
bald
gotta be
guys,
the
so
worst
I'm
way to die.
Some guy. I'd much rather get stabbed a bunch of times than get set on fucking fire.
Yeah. Back to the Jeff scene. Even thought Jeff was like a prick in the previous episodes. It was a little sad when Marion said Gene was like a good influence to Jeff because of his past in
Yeah.
Albuquerque. Even thought we know Jeff is actually just corrupting him.
What?
Gene's correct.
Gene to Jeff, like he's corrupting him. By,
Yeah, there's some pretty big irony there. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
and
wasn't
also the
Jeff
obvious-
already in the game?
Well, he's not really.
we thought he was
in
in
the
but he's
game
not.
back in Albuquerque, but not
Mhm.
now.
Oh,
and obviously when you talk about the obvious role reversal, like where in season 5 Jeff like was getting Jimmy to say something like say it, I'm Better Call Saul, and then in this episode Gene's getting him to say we're done,
Mhm.
which leads
I
me to
mean-
believe that we are just done with Jeff after this episode.
Oh
yeah.
man,
Yeah.
Johnny
big
Cooper
L
and
for us
Suicide
Jeff
Watch.
fans. Yeah.
I mean, who knows though? They
Yeah.
can always tie it back in some way. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Jeff does become greedy and he turns Gene in or something. I don't know. I
No.
don't know. Or maybe
He
maybe
wouldn't turn Gene in because it would be bad for him too.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's
so
stupid.
maybe
remember?
Jeff goes after him with a machine gun.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Or maybe
Alright,
Gene
Final
like
episode's just a shootout again.
All right, let's talk about the last scene, aka Kino.
oh yeah.
Yeah, Gene goes to have a look at some clothes and he picks a pretty flashy looking shirt and tie. He
Yeah.
poses with it and then he's done. He puts it back.
Before all of what he just said, it's important to note that like we get to see Gene in the Cinnabon, but like instead like he's actually working with enthusiasm, which we haven't seen before, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he didn't
Like-
even realize that he was on his lunch break.
Like Like,
And he does that little
and
hand movement that he does in the pilot.
and and
Yes.
Johnny Cooper. It was funny that like he said like how he felt just like Saul Goodman, like, and he didn't really feel like Gene. The thing
Mhm.
was like, it's interesting to note that like once he was trying to like look at some flamboyant outfit and stuff, that's like
Mhm.
when you see the pain look on his face because it's like, dang, I can't go back to that. And like
Oh,
him
that.
doing that scam, it makes him like pine for that nostalgia of being Saul Goodman. So we see
Yeah.
him like put the clothing back and walk away, and then we kind of see that Gene that we're familiar with.
But yeah, they've set
Uh,
up now that he wants to put on that Saul outfit again, so it's definitely going to come back.
the
Obviously, it's gonna have to pay off.
the shirt that Gene grabbed reminded me of the drip that Lalo wears. Like,
Yeah,
For
exactly.
It wasn't.
real.
Yeah, it wasn't really a Soul shirt. Soul usually just wears like solid colors.
yeah.
I mean, it's meant to be like a crazy looking suit and tie because like Saul doesn't
Yeah,
really like
they had
fit
to.
the norm.
I'll tell you why. They had to put a crazy pattern on it because it's black and white, so you wouldn't be able to tell if it was like a crazy color. I mean, that's
Mhm.
probably why.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think so.
No, he's
It was a
probably right.
factor.
I agree with HN. Yeah.
It was a factor.
And also, I think the end kind of like answered a question I had. Like, if this was about him pulling a scam, then why is it still black and white? And then it made sense in the end because it was literally just a one-off scam, and he's still like back to just in hiding. So it makes
Uh,
sense that it's still in black and white because yeah.
Mhm. I remember talking to Dan and Cine after we recorded Is It Peak 3, how I hope Gene doesn't get a happy ending with Kim or go to jail per se, but instead he pulls off like one last scam and becomes Saul Goodman like one last time to relive the glory days, but knows, he can't truly go back during those times because, life just isn't like that. We all wish we can go back when life was at its peak, but, we can't. Same goes with Gene. He knows he's still got it. He still has that Saul, Slip, and Jimmy in him. But at the end of the episode, it looks like he knows he can go back to that life and puts back his Saul persona before walking away. Like it was, time to move on, going back home and probably like rewatching the tapes of his glory days over and over again. Basically like ending it the same way it started, in the pilot. But, now he finally understands he can go back.
Do you think he's
Yeah.
gonna grow?
Uh,
I mean, he can
yeah.
grow as a
What do you mean?
character, but no, I mean
Uh,
like whether Gene will like move on and grow like from being Saul Goodman. But like
yeah, I
I
felt
don't
like that
know
was a
because
movement
this
that,
is a show about like characters not being good people, so
I mean,
I
I
don't
think
know.
I think he grows just based off how he puts that, that very bright, the shirt and tie back on the rack.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like obviously it's just him pining for the old days.
Yeah, but I also think that's him showing restraint and like putting
Yeah,
that
but it's
persona
not
back
gonna
on.
last forever. That's kind of the theme,
I mean,
right?
I
Like
don't think
it's
Saul
just a
Goodman comes
lid.
back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he puts
You
it back
don't
because like he's
you
wanted, but
legitimately
because
do not think
he
that
grows out of
Gene
it.
Takovic will at any point go back to being Saul Goodman. You really think that?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Uh,
We'll see about
uh,
that. That'd be interesting if they actually didn't do that. That would be really cool. But
mhm.
I mean, just
see.
because I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
it's a very, I don't know. I just don't think that he just easily goes back to being that because I don't think it's
I,
gonna
d-
be I don't
I
think
don't
it's a
think
good
it.
comparison, but
I
it's
don't
not
know.
necessarily a Walt Heisenberg type thing. I think there's a very stark line between who Jimmy is and who Saul Goodman is because he kind of dives full
I
deep
don't
into
think
that
so.
after Kim leaves, and I think they're obviously teasing that he's going to try to find Kim again. And
Yeah.
Kim
I don't
doesn't
know
want to
when did
meet
they
Kim
when did
doesn't want to meet Saul Goodman again. She wants to meet Jimmy.
so
It's
you
gonna
think
be.
she's gonna be the reason maybe like why he kind of lets go of that?
I mean, I think so. I think that last scene was him showing restraint and putting that sort of a whole persona to death, I guess.
I guess we all just read it differently. Damn.
I
That's
think I'm
actually
just the
cool.
only one.
I
I'm the
think
only
it
one
could
who read
be a
it
bit.
differently.
I think it could be a bit of both.
We'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see.
I think he's definitely fucking putting back on that outfit, but also,
It could just serve a different
um,
purpose. Like maybe it's just not him just scamming for the sake of having fun. Maybe it's for another purpose.
I think he might just be like he puts on the outfit just so he like and like goes full soul for like his like turning himself in or whatever the fuck.
I was
His like
expecting like a red coat to
last.
like be there, like in the poster. Like how
Well,
he's
like
putting
he
on like the red
How do
coat. I
we
thought
know
that
it's
was
red though?
No, like it would be like in color, like in One Division.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I
No,
was
this episode
expecting
was
that
just
to
like
happen.
One Division. It's black and white.
Oh yeah, for real.
Yeah, WandaVision,
Holy
the
The
innovation
goat,
of TV.
the goat show. One
10 out of
Division
10.
pushed boundaries.
True.
Low
It
key.
showed that you can set up a TV show and then ruin it in one episode.
For real,
Oh,
mid.
wait, Game of Thrones already did that.
I'm kind of curious what you guys. I think everyone spoke what they thought about that, except Johnny. Did you say whether you think Saul Goodman's coming back or not?
Uh, yeah, I think that's just him, like him putting out the suit back is just him, knowing that he just can't relive the glory days. That's why he just not because like he's wanted, but just because he's grown out of the character.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Yeah, and I mean, it's not like he's literally gonna fucking put the suit back on and go turn himself in because he doesn't need the suit for that. But
Yeah.
He
It
might just
depends on
wanna
the
look cool.
circumstance. We literally don't know any of the circumstances that's going to cause that. So like, it's really going to have to depend on what happens next.
yeah, but I
Speaking
think
of what
saying
happens,
They can easily do that.
I
Like,
think
they can
him
pretty easily
literally
do that.
putting the suit on is a bit kind of not subtle at all.
yeah, well, I think
We
we
don't
were
know.
allowed a couple non-subtle moments. Come on.
That's true, but I just think it's kind of just saying that it's kind of silly in my head.
I mean,
It-
how
but
is it
wh-
silly
however
that
they-
he's
however-
putting on the suit bag? What?
However they do it, it'll be a W.
because
also-
he doesn't need the suit.
Also, the if we're talking about the teaser picture, it's
Mhm.
literally the expression on his face as he's putting it back on. It's not just he's happy to put it on, like, but there's a sense of like worry a little bit. So we're meant to kind of question, like, okay, how's that exactly going to turn out? It's not just going to be one dimensional.
Mhm.
Like he just puts it on. But like I just think personally, this is literally a show about people doing bad things. He's gonna do something, right? Like they're not just gonna end with him dropping the persona forever. He's obviously gonna use it for some reason we don't know what it is.
I think he has some kind of plan and involves wearing the outfit. That's all I think.
Like, yeah, it's gonna require him being Saul for
And,
some
and, it,
reason.
and it involves Kim. Maybe not with
Maybe.
not without him knowing though. Maybe Kim's gonna
Yeah.
show up uninvited.
We will
Mhm.
see.
She misses the Jimmy Cock.
Oh.
The
Jesus.
Jimmy D. Okay, what is happening next episode?
Well,
Yeah.
there's
Right.
the teaser quote, right?
Yeah, and it's like a shot of like the car like at a crossroads or whatever, and it's him like it sounds like he's trying to commit someone of something. The quote I can't remember exactly what it is, but
Yeah, I
Oh,
was thinking
speaking
it
of
might be
guys-
it might be like Marion like finding out the stuff that Jean and Jeff stole, and he's trying to convince her not to turn him in, or
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
think-
Marion or Jeff come back at all, but I also have absolutely zero predictions or indications where the next episode goes after this one.
I
Well,
say I think we're still getting more Gene next episode, but
I hope
not
so,
the entire
yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want more
Speaking
Gene.
of more Gene, the wiki now has a new thumbnail for next episode, and I think this is legitimately new. Check the chat. This might be new. It's gonna
Yeah,
be a
it
Gene
looks-
episode.
Well, yeah. I think it'll be most of the episode will be Gene, but there'll be some kind of hint at the Breaking Bad shit for episode 12.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't think they'll
That's
do a
my guess.
full out Saul episode. I don't know. They could.
I think it
but
might.
I don't know.
It's either that or it'll intercut between them, either next episode or the one
Yeah.
after, or both.
Imagine
it
if they
needs
treat
to-
the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Because the Breaking Bad stuff, obviously they're gonna do it, but I have no idea how they're gonna like fit it into the narrative other than beyond just fan service. So
Mhm. Might
Yeah,
have to,
and
might have
also-
to do with Heisenberg.
yeah, it needs to be some kind of thing that informs what's currently happening with the Gene shit.
Yeah, I think also they could do a thing, and this is kind of unprecedented, where the B plot is Saul Goodman stuff, and then the A plot is Jimmy stuff. But like there's
That is
some
also
connection
possible,
between
yeah.
I mean, the A plot is Gene stuff, and then
Mhm.
maybe there's like some narrative connection between the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can we talk about how we still don't fucking know what next episode's called?
Good.
What is it?
Shit. Let's
fucking-
tag Tom Schraus or whatever his name is.
Amish and
Shroud.
Ows.
Tom Schnauz, yeah. Let's tag him.
It's gonna be a one word, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because like
Probably.
the X and Y thingy was just for the Better Call Saul era, that and to show that Kim and Jimmy were together and now they aren't. That's
Also
why
Even if
notice
they
how when we shifted the titles things, also the intro changes too. So there's that to think
yeah.
about.
you think they might go back to the X and Y thing for the last episode to show that him and Kim get back together?
I
I
really
was
hope
wondering
not.
if they do a full out Saul Goodman episode. I wonder if that's when they bring back like the Better Call Saul intro, like the classic intros, but like for season 1 or something. I don't
Without
know.
any glitchiness.
Yeah,
True. No, that'll be interesting.
I don't see a full Saul episode at this point. I think it's just going to be sporadic
yeah.
throughout episodes.
It's gonna be
This episode really
sporadic
just
most likely.
fucking threw off every single thing I was possibly thinking.
Yeah, I actually like that.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
good,
that we
but
can't just guess shit now easily.
I'm definitely not saying about Walt and Jesse are in next episode because I was fucking wrong. We were all wrong except for Chespin. I mean, Rez.
I think
Mhm.
there's a decent chance they are on next episode, though.
There is a decent chance, but
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything. I think
I
episode
mean,
12 is more likely, honestly.
here's the thing, right? We know there's gonna be one Walt scene, one Jesse scene, one with them both. What we
Unless he's
don't
just
know
lying.
is, will this all happen in like one episode, or will this happen sporadically between different episodes?
I think it'll be one episode.
Yeah, I think it'll be one episode.
Because
Maybe.
I mean,
Okay.
remember when Hank and Gomi, like we knew they were gonna be in season 5, and everybody thought it was just gonna be one episode, but they
No, we
spread
knew
them out in two.
we knew it was going to be episode 3 and 4.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we did.
I'm saying like before the teaser stuff. Because I'm pretty sure like it was confirmed like a while
We
ago.
knew before that season 5 started.
Yeah, because of the
Right.
trailer.
Okay.
But
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
they just like straight up said they're going to be in episode 3 and 4.
oh,
That's okay.
They did.
Wait, are you talking about the Instagram post or something like that? There was an Instagram
I don't know where they
post.
said it, but it was
It
officially
was like
confirmed.
Twitter maybe.
Yeah, Twitter, I think, or just some guy said it in an interview.
Imagine if they just posted a picture of Hank and Gomi and just saying they're coming back.
They're coming back.
So should we just do final episode ratings now?
No, wait, I still have things to say, but I've forgotten what they are now. Okay, so picture this. One of the episodes, either in episode 11 or 12, it's mostly Gene era, but there's flashbacks, I guess you could say, to new Walt and Jesse footage that is somehow relevant. Like, those conversations, whatever those would somehow be relevant to what's happening in the Gene era. That's my guess, I would say.
Yeah, it was something like that.
yeah.
I feel like if the flashbacks are sporadic, yeah, it's gonna have a connection.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
why I
they all
thought that.
do.
That's why I thought Marion was gonna be Walter's mom because I thought everybody thought that Walter and Jesse were gonna show up in this episode, so I thought that's how they were gonna connect Walter to Marion in the Gene plot.
Yeah. I mean, also in something stupid, when they did the Saul Goodman flash forward,
Mhm.
that was when Saul Goodman was leaving the game, and in that same episode, it was when Jimmy was starting to get into the game.
That episode was quite a ride.
Or quite a ride, sorry, my bad.
You know,
Yeah.
speaking of quite a ride, everyone's wondering about Walt and Jesse, but I'm just trying to think, what episode are they going to tackle the whole November 12th phone call thing with Francesca?
I think it'll be next episode.
Yeah, it might be because I don't know. It might be like I don't know. It might be a stretch, but you know the whole Crossroads thing.
Maybe
It could
they
just be
don't.
Jimmy driving to some obscure little remote phone booth to pick up that
Yeah,
call.
yeah. That's what came to my mind just before. Yeah.
But wouldn't that
I
have
don't
to be
know.
before Gene?
What?
I still don't. Okay, so y'all are gonna. When does it have to be? Because this was during quite a ride, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty
when
sure.
this would have to be
J-
before the Gene
Um,
stuff, right?
Well,
Yeah.
no. Well, Jimmy leaves like early 2010. I'm pretty sure, and the Gene stuff takes place late 2010, before the November phone call.
Yeah. I think someone found an accurate date of like October or something on Reddit.
Yeah,
So the
like a
phone
month
call's
after.
like soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be interesting.
yeah, because like this whole Gene episode takes place like after, like 1 month after Walter dies and Jesse goes to Alaska, and it's like a month before the phone call, right? So we're like in between.
Yeah. Well, it'll be fucking hilarious if they just don't bring up the phone call thing at all.
Yeah,
Do you think
I
when they
wouldn't care.
wrote that phone call scene, they knew what they were going to do with it?
I have no idea because
Again,
they keep
they don't
mentioning
really
a
plan.
he.
They don't plan
so-
this stuff, so
Yeah, they like
I-
to just make shit up as they go along. So
And I thought that he was going to be 100% Howard until he got fucking killed.
yeah,
yeah.
it's probably just
Mm.
rich.
There really is no need to.
But does Rich have any fondness for Jimmy?
He has more
No.
fondness for him than Cliff Main, I would say, because those are the two candidates that I would say.
Yeah, but I mean, Jimmy's like a wanted criminal, and like they know he's connected to
Yeah, I
Walter White, and
I don't think it could be either of them, honestly.
yeah.
It's Chuck.
It's Chuck's grave.
Chuck's new firm, Skeleton Co.
HN, I have a question for you.
What?
Chuck flashback, yes or no?
Yes.
I mean, I still want it, obviously, but my doubts are increasing with every episode.
I know.
Yeah, I
If,
thought
if
Chuck
it
would-
does happen, it's
Last
it's episode 13. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it
Oh,
might
that's
have been in
the
this
last
episode
episode,
with
yeah,
the Walter and Jesse, thing. But it looks
What?
like, because I thought, the Chuck flashback was going to be like in the Breaking Bad era, but now we don't even know
Yeah.
if we're going to have a Breaking Bad era episode.
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
will be the
I'm just gonna
biggest-
say the Breaking Bad era stuff will probably just be a cold open or something.
I think the Breaking Bad stuff's going to be incredibly blue ballish for a lot of people. Not necessarily bad per se, but I think people are getting a lot less than I expected,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and people are going to complain like mad.
Mhm.
yeah.
Unless like episode 11 and 12 are all Breaking Bad, and then we get back to Gene just for episode 13. But what do I fucking know?
Well, given that thumbnail, obviously there's gonna be Gene next episode, but just a matter of how much.
No, that thumbnail. Oh yeah, the thumbnail. Yeah,
The thumbnail is legit.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the teaser thing.
When do you guys think the Gene stuff is going to go into color?
I think it'll be like the
Finale,
very
I
last
guess?
shot.
I think
Yeah.
the
Very
Gene
last
stuff
shot
will
when
go
Kim-
into color when, like, yeah, if he ever like dons like the Saul Goodman stuff. I think that's when it'll actually go to color.
Yeah, either
Or maybe
there's
not.
three options. There's either when he puts a suit on, or when he meets Kim, or it'll be like the very last shot.
I would actually be so surprised if they changed it to color when he meets Kim. That would be so awesome.
It'll be so cheesy. I love it.
I don't care. It'll be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all on the same page here.
Oh yeah.
Is this part 8 of Better Call Saul?
Yes.
What?
Why? Because it's in black and white.
Black and white.
Yeah.
You're so stupid, bro.
What?
Hey man, be nice.
It's better than part 8.
Joking.
For real, it is better than part 8.
Yeah.
Part 8, it's the worst part ever.
Of Twin Peaks. Spit.
Didn't you give that one? Didn't you genuinely give that a 1-star, HN?
Yeah, but I was trolling about it. It's more like
Oh.
I'd rate it like a 5 out of
Oh
10.
my
5?
Out
Oh,
of 10.
HN didn't like part 8?
I did not like it on rewatch.
On rewatch?
Yeah,
That's even worse.
some of those parts were just going on a bit too long for my liking.
No, I actually agree. Too Lynchian.
Pick a side, bro. Okay. Is there anything more to say? Oh, final ratings. Prez, out of 10 or whatever.
10 out of 10. But I think on first watch, I might have rated it a bit too high. I actually, if some people remember, I put this as the best episode of 6B so far. But I
you
would
were
say
so-
it's the second best episode. I think 609 is better, but still a
Valid.
10 out of 10 masterpiece. Gonna go down as one of the most underrated episodes of the show.
I think this one will definitely grow on people like once the whole show's done.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
Kind of like Fly, I guess. Dan.
Probably my favorite of 6B, maybe? It was just the most fun. I liked it.
Okay. Cooper.
Look, I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10, just because, like, as I said, this isn't how I envisioned the Gene era to go at. That and like Jeff as well. Sort of for me, it was a little distracting. So that's why I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. This might make some people mad, but I'm like between an 8 or an 8 and a 9. I don't know if I'd say it's 8 or 9. Like, there's a lot of things I like and love about it, but also it's just like some things are just like off or like feel weird or.
Mhm.
And also, Walt wasn't in it. Lol.
I respect your opinion.
Okay, but Ethan doesn't.
Who cares about Ethan?
Who's
honestly?
Ethan? Who is that guy?
Fucking loser, Ethan.
For real.
real.
Only Kim can hear this part, unless Ethan pays up. Okay, are we good for outro then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. So that's all we have to say about Season 6, Episode 10 of Better Call Saul, Nippy. We'll be back next week to discuss... We'll be back next week to discuss episode 11, which we still do not know the title of. Thanks for watching/listening. Okay.
Oh, we should have mentioned the credits.
Fortnite.
Wait, there was
Fuck
something with the credits?
Yeah,
Fuck
the
credits.
credits changed.
Talking about the
the
music.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
soundtrack,
the
right?
different song.
Yeah, the music of the credits
Okay,
changed.
let's just say it right now, and I'll slip it in beforehand. This
Alright,
is
sure.
also how whatever many episode now to have different credits music.
Yep.
It's just kind of like dramatic. I don't think we're ever gonna see. I don't think we're hearing the normal credits music again, unless they bring.
Imagine
it back
we
for the last
only get it
episode.
for the finale. Yeah.
I think the credits for the last episode will just be like the title theme, the pew, 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 pew music.
Did they do that for? Like,
For Breaking Bad, they did that.
Oh, they
like,
did
the
do it
Breaking
for the.
Bad theme.
Yeah,
In the
after
credits.
the song was over, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for Felina.
Yep.
They did not do it for fucking El Camino though. They used that awesome song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Static on the radio.
But yeah. What did you guys think of the change? The credits change.
I mean, I didn't even know about it until afterwards because AMC fucking cuts out the credits.
I don't even. Yeah, I don't even know about it. I just turn it off before the fucking credits come. Not gonna lie.
Never do that.
It's just
I don't
music.
I don't have much to say.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's just music?
Peak.
No, but I was just gonna say like, do you guys think like they'll ever bring back the original credits? I know HN
No.
gave his ideas.
For the outro?
Yeah, for the outro.
No, I hope not. I hated it.
Oh well.
Maybe for the Breaking Bad episode, they will. If they do a full episode, but they won't, so never mind.
Maybe. Alright.
I definitely thought they were gonna play it in this episode because you know how comedic it was. I thought this was the episode that definitely fit that outro, but no.
Yeah,
didn't
they
play
used it
it.
for the last episode, and last
I mean,
episode's
the end
fucking
was pretty
depressing.
sad, so yeah, it makes sense they didn't use it.
Okay, we done?
Yeah.
Okay.